Hello all, welcome to Green One Day at a Time. It is the second week of June. The allotment looks very full and sunny, but don't be fooled by the sun that you see right now. The nighttime temperatures are still in single digit. I've never had a year with such low temperatures, but still there are a lot of planting to do. All of these have to go out today. The yellowing of the leaf is an indication that they are suffering in the pot. So I don't know what variety these four are, but they look like they are climbing ones because of this, the way the stem is going like that. Whereas this is a yellow squash. See how upright the plant is. So they will need to go out as soon as possible. None of the pumpkins have come up. Hey, this is black courgette. See the yellowing of the leaf. The same for patipan. They need to go out. This is Kamastuna spinach. They have bolted again for the second year. So I'm going to try this to be later in August and see how much harvest I can get. Now let's get on with our planting of all these squashes irrespective of temperatures at night. Just going to hope, fingers crossed, that they survive the slug attack and the nighttime temperatures. I had left the windows and doors of the greenhouse slightly open, so they would have had some sort of night cold temperatures. So I'm hoping for a little less transplant shock. Two black courgettes planted with thing. Then three different kinds of patipans. Self-sown rocket. Now, these are the winter squashes. So there is two marino squash. I don't know exactly how to pronounce the squash name. And there is also crown of thorns. That's the first time I'm doing this particular squash, but it looks very interesting, and I think it will also taste very good. They will climb onto the trellis along with two marrow plants on the other side of the trellis and a couple of cucumber plants. Back of the allotment where the compost bins are, it wasn't utilized properly. It was quite weedy, so we had covered it with some plastic sheet. So right now we put some weed membrane and pavement, and then I've kept planted honey boat squash and uchikikuri in these grow bags. They're both trailing ones, so the pavement will form the place for it to grow. So these are ranunculus bulbs. So I have already soaked them overnight. It is mandatory to soak them. They would come in the post without being soaked. They will look very thin. So you need to soak them for a night. And then I've prepared a container with soil that is well draining and in a sunny location. So just dig holes and then place the pointy bits into the soil and the flat bit facing upwards from where the growth would happen. Last week I had transplanted some of the spinach from the greenhouse, self-sown spinach from the greenhouse. I'd shown how I trimmed the leaves out and then I transplanted it into this particular spot. Some of them haven't taken up, so like this one, it's gone, but some of them have really taken up really nicely. There was one there, the slug has eaten. There's one here, it's not seen anymore, which means the slug has eaten. But some of them have really taken up. So this one, see the center leaves, the growing tips are standing up. So if you look, a couple of days ago it wasn't, so now it's taking up. Inside the polytunnel, we've given supports for the tomatoes. They had started to droop and fall and tumble, so we needed to desperately give them some support. I've used those clips rather than tying them with twine. So there's more supports there. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I had taken side shoots and then potted them up. So see, they have rooted. As I said, don't worry if they are drooping. Over the days, it will start to root and it will take up. So these would now go out because I have no more space in the polytunnel. I've also planted some cinnamon basil next to the lemon cucumber, the yellow cucumber. I have 4 unknown squashes. Don't know what they are because the seed packet did not have a name on it. Again, they are struggling, so the yellow leaves, but there's plenty of growth on it, so it's high time I planted it out. The root system is fantastic. How well it has rooted. Inside the greenhouse, everything has been growing really well. So I'm going to plant it into the soil in a hope that it would spread on this soil bit of the patch where it is empty. So I will make sure that when you plant, I plant it in this format so that the growing bit, each plant has an inclination to a side where it will grow. So if I plant it that way, it will stretch, it will grow in that direction itself. So there it is. So I'm hoping that it will cover this empty patch under the runner beans. There's a Loki and a giant sunflower and another Loki with another giant sunflower in this patch. That particular patch of the plot looks empty, but I've reserved 3 squashes just in case if the slugs eat them all. These are all the courgettes and sunflowers and patipans that you saw me plant earlier. They are planted underneath or next to climbing beans and bolotti beans. There's again empty patch there, but there is runner bean seeds on this side, so they will take up some space, and there is climbing beans, blue lagoon climbing seeds on this side, so you need space to stand and pick them. So this particular area would be empty. These are asparagus pea. They are looking very sad and very unhealthy, but that's just transplant shock, and the seedlings were quite small. They weren't growing that far, so I transplanted them into their actual position. Lastly, before we finish the weekend, let's pick more spinach and Swiss chard from the huge Swiss chard plant. It is gone into seed, but before I uproot them and throw, I want to get as much leaf as possible. These are fantastic as sauteed or in curries, so I'm going to pick some for tonight's dinner. I hope you all enjoyed this weekend's vlog. Although the temperatures or the weather isn't that great, there are tiny spells of wonderful weather, and like the sunset. I'm enjoying a sunset for the day. See you all next week. Until then, keep gardening and planting and harvesting whatever you get. Enjoy the food, stay safe, and see you all next weekend.